Okay, Haley, the top video is your 5'1" clearance. The bottom video is your second to last practice jump. And we'll just do a quick analysis of this. And the basic difference you'll see is because of the mid mark that we placed right here and getting you to run through the J with a smoother transition, building up more force, the finish of your jump is higher arch, better rotation at the peak or the apex of your jump over the bar. Whereas the top one, you actually have a better knee drive. And let's go ahead and just go through this slow motion here. And your penultimate step coming into your takeoff. And right here, it looks like your bottom knee drops and the top, your knee stays fairly well. And I really think the hip heights are about the same. Obvious difference is in the bottom video, you have a good peak of your jump, a rotation of your body, especially in your hips. Your knee is being pushed up, which is pushing your hips up, which is rotating your whole body, and shoulders will arch down. Whereas the top one, you just kind of flatten out and don't have much arch between the knee and the shoulders. So what makes that difference? I think just the concept of when you go through this mid mark, we talked about it being something that your hips go through, engaging your turn. Whereas the top, you're going to notice that you literally turn early. So when we land here, your hips in the bottom are still going toward a forward direction, but you're building up force as you come through your turn. And you're real tall, that means every contact your hips stay high. And really these angles at the top are great, and even at the bottom they're just decent. But it's really the force of this turn that set up what's about to happen in the air. Because, like I said, your knee drive in the bottom is even better. You can see right in here that your knees are just hanging. If that knee still had some lift to it, and the other one would eventually match it, it would help your hips go up even more and carry on through. Basically like this one's doing, your hips are going all the way through, but there's nothing more to it. Whereas the bottom one, if you notice, your hips rotate as high as your shoulders, if not higher, and your knees go above your hips. And the line in your pants define that, whereas this line is a little flatter. And I think it's just that turn. This is just a 8-step, 4 rights. This is going into your second right. And your third right. And it looks like you get really tall on the bottom one, whereas the top one, your hips just kind of collapse and crash out. And that's just not as much force to help you maintain throughout the turn. Takeoff's pretty similar, just getting that knee to stay up higher. But definitely that bottom one, has a better finishing touch to it that will help that top jump. So piecing those two together, the J-trim that you've added, knowing those steps and the marks we have for that, getting those hips to come through the J with that force. But then I would add this knee drive maintenance at the top. If you can keep that knee up, whereas at the bottom it drops early, that's going to be that 5'4" and pushing the 5'6" barrier. So, good job. Super fun to watch you jump. Looking good, girly. We'll watch it one more time in full. Nice.